welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, let's talk about the Rolex CPO program. Can you ever talk enough about that? I think not. All right, so who benefits from this? All right, there are a couple of comments I want to read that come from this video, linked below if you want to check it out. The first comes from Dope RDO. Dope Rodeo? I don't know if he thinks he's dope, but he is a dope. He writes, Rolex is getting a big share out of new watches sold as pre-owned at double the price. All right, that's a Rolex conspiracy theory. If I've ever heard one, he doesn't provide a source, so I'm going to go ahead and put it at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, that's not the way it's going to work, and that's why the pieces have to be sold and then, I guess, be pre-owned for 3 years before they come back. But will it happen? Will there be some corrupt ADs out there that try this? I wouldn't be surprised. But no, this isn't standard practice. And, you know, Rolex is certainly not getting a cut of these watches. It's all the responsibility of the AD to source these watches, to have them checked out. It's on their dime, and they get to keep the proceeds and the profit, all right? So Dope continues, he says, now if you act as if you don't know this, you are another delusional YouTuber, just as most of them out there. Well, that's my kryptonite right there, a well-crafted false dilemma. I either have to buy into this conspiracy theory or I'm a delusional YouTuber. What to do? All right, well, hey, we all know I'm delusional to an extent. I mean, you know, I think that the Hydronaut will go up in the future. I think it's a future classic. Well, it's not going to be a classic. That's the point. It's a lemon, and it was a lemon. But yeah, okay. Is that a delusion? Probably. But anyway, yeah, I'll keep my delusions, but I'm not jumping on with that conspiracy theory. Thank you very much. Hey, thank you for playing, Dope. I appreciate it. You know, I need stupid comments to respond to sometimes, and so thank you. All right, the other comment that I'm going to talk about comes from Paul, all right? And this is a more earnest comment. He says, and again, we're talking about who benefits, but it doesn't make any sense for Rolex to spend millions rolling this out for the sake of getting a fee for watches serviced in-house. There must be something everyone is missing, surely. Rolex doesn't care about their ADs making extra money. Well, I think they do care about that. Now, if you read the press release, the way they spin it, and I think this is kind of BS, is, you know, we want to keep up the integrity of our watches. We know that they're sort of heirlooms and they're important to people, and so this is sort of for the watches. And I thought that was a nice way to spin it, but it kind of disingenuous. They have had decades to do this and decades to stand behind their pieces in a way they never have, and they're just kind of coming to this realization that these are special heirloom pieces. Well, I'm not buying it, all right? And by the way, you know, the pieces have to be from 1987 or later, okay? So it's not like we're going to see vintage pieces. And so really, if you were to believe that ethos, then they should be like Patek and stand behind all of their watches and service them no matter what, even if it means making extra parts, which would be really expensive, but you know, that's what you charge the owners. And a lot of people out there would pay it. You know, if it's your grandfather's Daytona or your grandfather's 6694, you would pay that extra money to have Rolex look after it and do right by it. And so, yeah, I'm not buying this. All right, so who is it for? Well, I think it's for you, all right? And it's so you have something to look at when you go into an authorized dealer. Now, Rolex is really caught in an interesting space because, you know, they're catching a lot of heat and they feel the hatred. And so they're thinking, we need to give them watches. How can we do it? Well, let's kill two birds with one stone. We'll allow our ADs to sell pre-owned watches, and we will back these pre-owned watches in a way that we never have before. That's what differentiates them from other pre-owned programs at ADs. And this will allow the customer to be able to see watches, buy watches, and kill two birds with one stone. The AD gets to cash in, get some of that sweet gray market profit, which you know they've just been fiending for. I mean, it must burn them up that the gray market can flip a watch for double the price they can. And so now they have a chance to do that. And again, this is a program backed by Rolex, and that's what really differentiates it from other pre-owned programs. And a lot of people just act like, this has always been the case. Well, it's the Rolex backing that means something, and don't forget that. All right, so that's really, I think, who benefits: the authorized dealer and the customer. And you know what? Rolex probably isn't going to pay much for this. In fact, ADs have to pay a lot. They have to pay for their store upkeep and for advertising, and it's very expensive to be an authorized dealer. And I think they're going to bear most, if not all, of the cost of this. I mean, yeah, Rolex will have to roll out the packaging and front the money for that, but they'll be able to recoup that. But are they going to be getting a cut of these watches? No. All right, just to state the facts here, it's all up to the authorized dealer. All right, they have to source the watch, they have to take the risk on the watch by buying it and then having it checked out. If they buy a stolen watch, well, hopefully the ones buying will be able to check it before they actually lay out the money. But I guess it could happen that a mom and pop operation that doesn't have a watchmaker will buy a watch and then have to send it to Geneva and find out it's stolen. Anyway, I guess it could happen, but it's all on them. They take the risk and they reap the reward and the profit. And again, it's a way for you to have watches to try on and see, and that's it. I'll leave you with one thing that is kind of interesting. Now, I have a friend who went back to his hometown in France. He visited an authorized dealer, and the way they were working it is when a piece comes in, they call the person that is going to buy it, and they say, your piece is here, but we're going to hold on to it for 3 weeks, and you can pick it up after 3 weeks. And during those 3 weeks, people coming in can try on the watch. And so the person has to give the thumbs up, the future owner has to give thumbs up that their watch will be used as sort of a in-store, not display model, but model to try on. Can you imagine that? I mean, of course, you'd probably say yes. You'd have to say yes. But you're going to get this watch, and it's going to have countless people's DNA on it. That's weird, kind of unacceptable. And I don't even know if they're still doing that, but it's kind of scandalous. But again, they have the power to do this, and I guess it's a way to satisfy the people coming in that want to try on the watch, want to touch a watch, want to see a watch. And, the customer just kind of has to suck it up. And hey, if they don't want a watch with other people's DNA on it, they just have to let the next person get it. Who's going to walk away, right? You're just going to suck it up. Hey, it's an oyster. You can just watch it off after the fact. But again, this is a way that there'll be some other pieces that people can try. Let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.